Have you ever felt like you're trying just endless life hacks to find peace of mind, like meditation apps or, productivity planners?
Oh, yeah, and you end up somehow more stressed out than when you started.
Exactly. Well, welcome to today's deep dive. We are looking at a perspective from the 16th century that essentially says, of course you're stressed.
Right, because you're using the wrong tools for a much bigger problem. Today, we're exploring the spiritual teachings of Guru Arjan Dev Ji.
Yeah, specifically looking at a text from Rag Dhanaasaree, right?
Exactly. And, for some context, a rag in the Sikh tradition isn't just a melody. It's a specific musical framework.
Oh, like it evokes a certain mood.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's designed to evoke a particular emotional state. This one typically deals with a sense of deep yearning that leads to eventual comfort.
Which really targets that exact modern exhaustion we were just talking about.
It really does.
Yeah.
Because Guru Arjan Dev Ji points to this concept of Maya, which is worldly entanglement.
Right. And I mean, I always thought of Maya as just, getting too obsessed with money or status or whatever.
Most people do, yeah. But here it's framed as an absolute universal trap. It's much bigger than just personal greed.
Wait, so how big are we talking?
Well, according to this tradition, Maya is the fundamental illusion that the material world is the only reality. And it engrosses literally every conceivable realm.
Wow. So it's not just an earth thing.
No, not at all.
Mm.
The text describes paradise, the earth, the underworld, like literally the entire globe as being completely tangled in it.
Okay, let's unpack this. If Maya is everywhere, from heaven down to the underworld, it's like, I don't know, a cosmic Wi-Fi network that you literally cannot disconnect from.
That is a great way to put it. It's basically the default operating system of the universe.
So if we're born running on this operating system, do our usual devices even stand a chance? Like our wealth-building strategies or daily planners?
The author's answer is a resounding no. You're just using software that runs inside that same system.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really code your way out of the OS using its own language.
Exactly. Guru Arjan Dev Ji writes about wandering around trying all these human devices and realizing they just lead to a complete dead end.
I genuinely struggle with that, to be honest. Like, if my own intellect and tools are useless against this massive cosmic trap, what am I supposed to do?
You have to look outside the system. The text explicitly notes that the author only realized this after meeting the perfect guru.
Right, so a spiritual guide who provides true understanding.
Yes. And the remedy they reveal isn't a new life hack. It's seeking sanctuary in the divine by meditating on the name, or the divine name.
Specifically chanting words like har, ha, right, referring to that ultimate divine reality.
Exactly. And doing so dissolves what the tradition calls janjal.
Janjal, what exactly is that?
It refers to those sticky, messy entanglements of Maya that keep us trapped.
But mechanically speaking, how does meditating on a word dissolve that? Is it viewed as like a magical incantation or something?
Not really, no. It's less about magic and more about a profound shift in consciousness. When you meditate on the name, you're intentionally breaking a feedback loop.
Oh, like the loop of your own ego and anxieties.
Exactly that. You shift your focus from the temporary stressful illusions of Maya to the permanent, infinite reality of the divine.
So you basically just stop fighting the quicksand.
Right, that psychological and spiritual shift is what dissolves the entanglement. You stop striving to acquire worldly treasures.
Which usually just cause more entanglement anyway. I mean, we think of treasure as gold or property, but here, the name itself becomes the ultimate treasure.
It does. And Sikh tradition holds that this connection is so powerful, it liberates not just your own soul, but your ancestors too.
Wow, that completely redefines security. It's not about a bigger bank account at all.
Exactly. True protection isn't an impenetrable fortress. What's fascinating here is that it's about the spiritual support of the cherisher of the universe.
Which brings up a really tough question, I think. If the name is the ultimate treasure and the only real way out, why doesn't everyone just possess it?
Well, this is where the teaching completely challenges our modern obsession with meritocracy. We love to believe we can earn anything.
Right, like if I just work hard enough, I'll eventually get spiritual enlightenment.
Yeah, but the author concludes that this profound realization is actually a rare gift of grace. It's not something you just earn.
That's a bit hard to swallow, honestly. It almost sounds like you're just waiting around to win a spiritual lottery.
I can definitely see why it sounds that way. But think of grace here, less like a lottery ticket and more like the profound relief of surrender.
Okay, so accepting that you can't force or hack your way to peace.
Exactly. It actually removed the massive burden of having to control everything. The grace is found when you finally drop the exhaustion of your own ego.
You're dropping the sword because you realize you don't need to fight the ocean. You just need to float.
That's a beautiful way to sum it up. Just allowing yourself to be guided.
Well, that leaves us with a final thought for you, the listener, to take into your day. If true peace and dissolving your deepest anxieties rely on this rare gift of grace and surrender.
Rather than your own exhausting efforts, right?
Exactly. How might that change the way you fight your daily battles today?